Welcome back, folks. Alright guys, it is time for another black book. Now just to kind of show you on the map exactly where I'm at and what I'm doing. I'm coming up here for this dragon anyway as, you know, the next part of our quest. But guys, that's kind of, you know, there's a complex there. There's a bunch of baddies, there's a dragon, a word wall, etc. But for right now, I just kind of want to hit this cave. And just to kind of let you know how I got here, there is kind of a walking path you can take. You kind of have to go out and around, and there's a gentle grade to get up here. Just to kind of back out a little bit, show you a little bit better on an overview. Alright guys, now before we actually pop ourselves in there, go ahead and drop that hard save. And there's some looting to do out here, believe it or not, and a treasure chest. Wow, how often does that happen? Alright, let's go ahead and pop on in. Alright guys, so we have not dealt with any of this type of enemy just yet in my playthrough. So this is going to be a new one. And make note of this passageway, by the way. We're going to be coming out this way. And that's going to dump us right back into the beginning here. So don't go that way, that's the exit. There should be a pop-up guy coming out. No, maybe not. So in a lot of these caves, there's pop-up guys. They'll kind of pop up out of the snow, or sometimes they'll bust out of barrels or something. So you just really never know when they're going to, you know, say, booga, booga, booga. Alright, folks, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in here. Now, there's going to be quite a nest coming up. So these things are called... I call them Reiklings because the very first time I ever played, that's the way I was pronouncing it. But I think it's Reikling, like they stink or something. But again, you know, because I learned it wrong, I say it wrong now. Okay, notice I just curved that arrow. You can do that as long as you're, you know, strafing. Okay, and they've always got, you know, some kind of silly loot on them. Bowls, plates, you know, tankards, things of that nature. But they do have these little huts that are usually pretty loaded with loot. So yeah, guys, a lot of caves in Solstheim, they're going to have that type of enemy. And the funny thing is, there's always, like, just random stuff laying around their environments. So I always like to just take a quick look around, you know, for whatever might be loose laying around. You might find gemstones, jewelry, necklaces, you know, sacks of gold, you name it. And then, of course, there's always the garbage, like clothes irons. Check all their little tents. Now, those Reikling spears... I don't use them. You can shoot them out of your bow, but honestly, I just don't use them. It's like they don't work as well or something. I can't really remember why I don't like them now. It's been so long. But, you know, just know that you can actually use those off your bow. Okay, that's aggroing on something there. Oh yeah, forgot about him. Okay, all the little nooks and crannies in these things. There's always hidden loot. Case in point, I walked right past that like 3 times. And you'll see there's spears laying around too, by the way, just kind of all over the floor. What I usually do is just kind of spam collect as many of those spears as I can, and then at some point when my speech is high enough, and I can get some value out of them, I'll sell them. Okay, loose soul gem, loose jewelry. Again, guys, checking all the nooks and crannies here. Now, I'm not going to have you watch me pick up every little thing, but, you know, do take the time to go around the rooms, check behind stuff, you know, etc. Those bristlebacks often have gemstones on them too, by the way. Alright guys, so getting on out of here. That's where we just killed the dude on the watchtower. There should be one popping up out of a barrel here at some point. It's not this barrel yet. I know it's coming. It's kind of like a jack-in-the-box. You know it's going to pop up at you, but you don't know when. Alright guys, right down this little passageway. Now you're going to notice like some stuff on the right. And there is a way in there, but we have to kind of go around. Oh, that wall was in the way. Bummer. Okay, there's that curved arrow again, moving side to side. Alright guys, and again, checking all those little nooks and crannies there. I know what a nook is, but I don't know what a cranny is. I've heard that term my whole life, and now I'm repeating it, and I don't even know what I'm saying. I hope it's not derogatory. Alright folks, so here's that little teeny tiny hallway I mentioned. Now we're standing on the other side of it. And there's some goodies in here. Got yourself a chest and an urn. Okay, make your way down into this little pit here where all those guys started coming out from. You're gonna find more goodies. Not to mention a strong box. Now this one isn't, you know, the whatever, the East Empire trading thing, but the strong boxes still usually have pretty good loot. And sometimes you don't even have to lockpick the thing. Win-win. Okay, this tent has some more significant stuff in it, so I'm going to kind of point this one out specifically. See, I'll do that. You know, if I do find significant loot, I'll take the time to kind of break back in and point them out. So that's where we came in at. That's that little secret hallway. And that's the tent I was just looting right there. Alright folks, so once we finish looting that little corridor there, time to proceed on out. There you are. I knew it. Wasn't sure exactly where, but I knew it was coming. Okay, I can relax a little now. It's already happened. But honestly, he's not the last. Alright, and these caves are mostly linear. So, you know, keep in mind, if things start kind of looking familiar to you, go the other way. Oh yeah, lots of little trigger traps here. I always like to pop those. It's kind of funny, Serana will resurrect these things, and it's funny to watch them kind of punch each other. Good times, good times. I find a lot of amulets or statues of Dibella in here, and honestly I've never found a use for the things. So, you know, I guess I'll collect one and store it like I do every time I play the game, but I've still, you know, to date have not found a use for that. Now, at some point there is a quest, but it's named. It's not, you know, you can't just use any statue. But, yeah, beyond that, I've just never seen any kind of quest or anything for them. Okay, we've come to a fork in the road. Or not really a fork. Dude, that just bumped me up, baby. Loving it. He did not live long. Alright, so moving off to the left where I just triggered that trap. Okay, now this room is quite a doozy. This is a good complex here. Try to get some sneak striking in if my followers will allow that. So yeah, they're like back in the corner, they're all over the scaffolding. Really far away, really tough to hit sometimes. I didn't think I'd hit him, but it was worth a shot. There's another one back there somewhere. There's that last guy. And he's standing still. How nice. Ooh, right through the kneecap. Alright folks, so once you've made your way to the back end of the room here, now that's the way out. But before we do that, there's a nice little hiding spot over here for some loot. Alright, now if you fall off and you land up in the, wind up in the water, there's a way back up, but it's back at the beginning, unfortunately. Alright guys, before I actually leave the room, which is that way, I just wanted to point out, if you guys do happen to fall off the scaffolding up here, there is a way back up, and it's right over there, and it kind of takes you right back to that very first opening that brought us into the room in the first place. Alright guys, so proceeding right along. Now this is quite an extensive cave system, but at some point it's going to turn into ruins, which I think it just did. And there's another fight coming up. And I think they're going to jump out of barrels, which means you can't sneak strike them. Unfortunately. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. I like to try to get in here and kill him before, my followers do. That way I can get the soul trapping. Alright, folks, so going through the metal doors there brings us into a whole new chamber. Oh, somebody needs to get out more. Okay, so...
Who's there?
I am stuck right now because everybody's in the freaking doorway. Everyone! It was a party in the door jam. Alright guys, at the top of the stairs we have a new room. I don't think there's any bad guy trouble in this little spot. Okay, go ahead and grab that key. No booby trap. That one is safe to grab. Kind of a nice change of pace if you ask me. Alright, once we've wrapped that up, go ahead and proceed on down the hallway. Now this is where all the bad guys should be hiding out at. And sometimes they'll come up the stairs to say hello here. But I do try to pluck some off, if I can. A lot of times we're not sitting still though. Okay, that guy always comes up to say hello. The guy riding the bull here. No. Alright guys, so you should be able to pretty much get them all killed from this spot. And that kind of keeps you out of the middle, where you could be catching arrows from multiple directions. So yeah, probably, better fought up there. Not only that, they tend to bottleneck. So, even if they do all charge you at once, they can't all actually get at you at once if you're up here. Alright guys, same rule applies. This is a big room, And there's a lot of goodies in here. Check all these, like, coffin areas. You know, check all the loose stuff sitting out in the middle. There's just tons of stuff everywhere. But first things first, the stahlroom is probably the most valuable thing here. I'm telling you guys, this stahlroom is money. This is worth its weight in gold and so much more. We're going to be crafting weapons with this stuff. Yeah, my next crafting video, it's going to be a doozy. That's the video I'm going to work on getting my smithing skill all the way up to 100. And to do that, we're going to have to get a new trainer unlocked up at the companions area. And he's a master trainer, so he can really train us in smithing. Because honestly, if you're just crafting a bunch of metal daggers, yeah, that does the job, but wow, you got to craft a lot of metal daggers. Alright folks, so you might have noticed the locked door in front of us. There's another puzzle here. So notice all these statues and everything. So the code is pretty much on the walls above. And there's one missing, so I'm gonna, you know, kind of take you to that now. But in this, you know, for the time being, you can go ahead and set the ones that you do know the right way. And then to find the missing piece to the puzzle, go on up the stairs. There's more looting to do up here, by the way. And you got another strongbox, and this was the East Empire strongbox. So just to kind of show you where I'm at right now, I just walked over that drawbridge, and I just looted that little hut, and it is right behind there. Real nice hiding spot for that one. Alright guys, and once you've reached the end, the missing piece of the picture is actually right here. So feel free to hop on down and go ahead and put the fish in the final code there. And last but not least, flip the switch. Booyah. Okay, there's a word wall in here. Daedric helmet, look at that value. Little heavy, but... Alright folks, so to get up and out of here, this is real well hidden here. You almost don't even see it's there. So yeah, there's a little walkway that'll get you up and over. Then you can proceed on out of the dungeon here. Now this is going to take us right next to our black book. So folks, this is where I'm going to cut video. And if you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting.